everything is crawling with wasps. So I went ahead, as you can see next to it, that's where um, I'll go over there. I'm being very careful because there's a lot of wasps flying around. This is the container where my early sun glow was. That was that very nice harvest of nice ears of corn. I got 6 full ears of corn from the early sun glow. I will definitely be growing the early sun glow again. And it has a short maturity date. I want to say it's 68 days. Um, so this was a success story. Let's see. This is the bodacious, and over here is the silver and gold. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest whatever is on the plant because we're done with corn. It's it's mid-November. I was really pushing it. I gotta be careful, you guys, because there are wasps all over the place. So some of these, you know, they're way too small. Nothing's happening with them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this plant out. Hopefully I won't get stung. Okay. All right. Let's see. This one looks like a nice ear of corn. So I'm gonna take this one. This one is one I'm gonna check and see if it's any good. So this is not trash. We'll put this aside. Okay. This stalk is gone. This one doesn't look all that big, but we're gonna give it a look-see. This is all silver and gold corn. I'm moving quickly, like I said, because there's a wasp over here. So we're done with this stalk. We're done with this stalk. There's nothing on that stalk. I'll take this one. Whoops. Here you go. Here's one. Okay. So I got 3 ears of corn right now. Let's see. And I've already harvested off this one. I showed you in an earlier video. So we've already harvested off this plant. I want to say I got 3 ears of silver and gold off of here before. And it looks like I'm going to get 3 more. So if I'm getting 6 solid good ears of corn off of each of my containers, that's good. That's good because I'm told, just give you so you can see me as I'm talking to you, I'm told that each plant, each stalk should give you at least 2 to 3 ears of corn. Okay? This is being grown in a container. So it's large, it's not large scale like you would see in a field where you see just rows and rows of corn. I'm putting about 6 plants, maybe 8 in one container. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This was 7. I had 7 in here. I probably had one over there that died out. So this was a container that had 7 stalks of corn. And if I get harvest 6 ears of corn, the plant has done its job. If that makes sense to you, okay? So I'm gonna take this one too. It looks pretty scrawny and small. Well, let's just look at it, huh? And then I gotta get out of here because these wasps are really making me nervous. Let's see what it looks like. This is the silver and gold. Yeah, it's really tiny, but I just wanted to show you. Yeah, and it's not mature. There you go. All right. So, but I have larger ones down here. We're gonna harvest those. I'm gonna leave this container alone. I will clear it out. I'm gonna clear it out. And the stalks will go back there in my pile. But see right now, it is crawling with wasps. So I'm gonna let them have it. I've got my corn on. So I'm gonna go over here to the other plant. I'm just gonna swivel you around real quick. How about that? So basically, what I'm gonna do is the same thing I did with that container over there. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Very carefully, because it is crawling with wasps. Okay, let's see, I'll take this one. That's too small. I'm only gonna take the ones that look like it's worth fooling with. Other than that, I'm gonna take the ones that are worth fooling with. And I'm not gonna risk being stung. I see one big one right there. I want that one. Here's one. And I'll take this one. There we go. I think the other ones are way too small. I see another one I may want. Like I said, I didn't know I was gonna have to fight wasps for my corn. Ah, that one looks kind of rotten. Look at that one. I should have left that for them, huh? But we'll see. I think that's it. The rest of them look pretty small. So basically what I'll do, not on camera, but now that I've got all the corn that I actually want to harvest, so I've actually removed all the corn that I really wanted to harvest. So what I'll do is I will hit these with some wasp spray to kill off the wasps, and then I will remove the stalks and put them in my pile. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear out of this area. So I'm gonna turn the camera off for now. I just pulled this little ear corn off of the bodacious, the smaller one that I was leaving, just to let you know I wasn't leaving anything that was like a full ear of corn. Okay? All right. So I'm not letting anything go to waste. All right, everybody. Woo! I'm tired. I've been just running around doing a little bit of everything. I had a little impromptu potato, I want to call it a rescue. I feel like I rescued the little potatoes that I grew. I had some red potatoes. I had several potatoes planted over in that area. Yellow potatoes, russet. I had russet, yellow potatoes, uh, also red potatoes. And the only ones that survived were the red potatoes. They were smaller, and I noticed that the foliage was dying out. But I was concerned because it was heavily saturated because of the rains that we had. And I noticed the plants were dying out faster, and I was concerned that they were going to start to rot in the soil. And so I went ahead and I harvested them. I have footage of that. All right, everybody. I had to do a quick potato harvest. I had these red potatoes growing in the garden. I had planted several containers, yellow potatoes, red potatoes, and russet. This is the only container that survived. The other potatoes completely dissolved in the soil. These continue to grow and they're mature, but I wanted to let them stay in the container a while longer. But we had several days of rain. It rained continuously, and the soil was so saturated and wet, I was afraid the potatoes would dissolve in the soil, they would rot. So I decided to go ahead and harvest them now rather than lose them like I did with the others. So today was potato harvest day. Let's see what I got. Okay, now that I've removed all the potatoes out of the container, I'm going to save this soil. It is good, rich soil. Normally, when I do a potato harvest, I lay out a tarp and I take the container and I completely dump all of it, the soil out onto the tarp. But this time I did it differently. So I'm just going to scoop up the soil that came out of the container. It will be saved and I will reuse it. This is good, rich soil. Normally with soil for potatoes, I make sure I use lots of compost, but I also add sand because potatoes prefer loamy, sandy soil. Look, I'm still finding potatoes. It's not a large harvest, but it's a good harvest. So, but they're small, but that's okay. It's a harvest. I will show you what I got. These are the little tiny potatoes that I harvested. But guess what? You can roast those. You can put those in the oven with a little olive oil. Or if you're doing a stew, you can take these little small ones and put them in your pot with your beef stew. Okay, so this won't go to waste. This to me is a harvest. They're small, but so you won't hear me talking about my potatoes anymore because there are no more potatoes in there. The only potatoes I have now are my sweet potatoes. Okay, real quick, I'm just gonna open up some of these ears of corn. This is the silver and gold. I'm not gonna hold you much longer. There we go. Silver and gold. I'll just let you see what I'm gonna do when I go in the house. When I go in the house, the part that's smaller on this end, see if I can do it with this knife. That's a good knife, huh? And that's what I'll save. Okay? And it is fully pollinated. This part here, just cut that off. This is the silver and gold corn. So when I go inside and I prepare it, that's what I do. I always tell you that don't worry about the little tip on the end because I'm going to cut that off. Let's see what this is. Looks like it's pretty small. Oh, more silver and gold. It's a nice one. A tender ear of corn. More silver and gold corn. Thank you, Josh. Josh is a... Thank you, Joshua. Yeah. I don't know what he was clapping for, but I'm going to say he was clapping for me. He gave me applause. Thank you, Josh. Eek. Wet and sticky. All right, this one's very small. Yeah. This one wasn't ready, but that's okay. The plants, it was time for them to go. And this was a bodacious. Okay. Uh-oh. That's all right. Let's see what this one is. Very quick. Feel a little spot right there. This is also bodacious. And there's a little spot where it wasn't fully pollinated, that's all. But I am always just fascinated that I'm growing corn in containers. It fascinates me. This is a little spot I filtered through the husks. Just a little empty spot where it wasn't pollinated. I know I'm not getting up close enough for you guys to see, but y'all seen my corn before. All right, here's another one. Don't know what variety until I unwrap it. This is the large one. What is this? Ah, more bodacious. The bodacious are really small. That was my first time growing the bodacious plants, and also I think this is totally not ready. So I'm gonna leave that over there. Also, those were the last ones to go in the ground. But I could tell that they were kind of playing out. So I wasn't gonna leave them on here any longer. But this is a silver and gold, and it looks pretty nice. Last one, you guys. And then go ahead and sign off for the day. Oh, there you go. This is silver and gold. It's pretty nice. Alright. And like I told you, I'm just going to cut this little tip off right here. That's what I'm going to do when I get in the house. Might as well do it now. Ta-da! There we go. That's my corn. That's the end of the corn. That's it. We're done. But you've seen me, I harvested some before, and I harvested that beautiful early sun glow. I'm really, really happy with the results of the early sun glow. I most definitely will be growing that again. I didn't have many problems with them at all. The only thing is that they kind of threw me because the stalks are so short. They don't grow real tall like the silver and gold. The stalks are really tall, but with the early sun glow, they don't grow as tall. So I was like, I thought corn stalks were real tall. So I wasn't accustomed to what that variety looked like as it grew. So I was kind of like, okay, this is not gonna work well. And that was one of my best corn harvests to date, the early sun glow. And it was my second try at growing that. So, like I said, I'm gonna just go ahead and sign off. I will finish garden cleanup tomorrow. I put in a lot of work. Gotta make sure to rest that shoulder. I don't want to irritate it anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I appreciate you spending a little time with me in the Joy Garden. I hope you found my video interesting. Okay, but thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.